Dudes, it's Gaz, and welcome back to another Warframe video. So it seems to have fixed the crashing with a fresh install. Also got some people from DE looking into it as well. But yeah, we're back with another video. No crashing today, and we're going to be talking about Umbra Forma. I've been having this conversation with people on stream and like Discord and stuff a lot, and I want to go over discussing why I think Umbra Forma needs some changes after all the years it's been in the game. Before we get into it and all that kind of stuff, make sure you sub this channel. Do daily Warframe video uploads, build videos, news videos, all that kind of stuff in the right place for Warframe content. Looks like we got another notice from Albrick on the beeper over here. Custom decals at Zavila. Extremely relevant to what we're talking about today. But yeah, we're going to talk about Umbra Forma. So, if you know what I'm sure you know what Umbra Forma is. You've been playing Warframe a lot. It's usually a high tier reward for the Nightwave season. So like levels 28 usually, you get an Umbra Forma. And you can also get it in other locations too, such as Twitch drops or once per 8 weeks at Teshin for 150 steel essence. Now, as far as Umbra Forma's uses in Warframe, it is actually a little bit more limited than a normal form would be, because this Umbra Forma can only provide one type of polarity. That polarity being the Umbra polarity. So, as you see right here on my chroma, I've got 3 Umbra Formas. Now, if I wanted to Umbra Forma chroma again, there would be literally no reason at all, because there's only 3 Umbra mods for frames. So, we're already going on to the first potential issue here. There are only 5 total Umbra mods in the whole game, and we are getting these Forma like once every month or two, I'd say. Maybe a little bit less, a little bit more. But yeah, additionally, there are 2 more Umbra mods for melees, Sacrificial Steel and Sacrificial Pressure. But I'm going to bring you into my main issue with Umbra Forma in 2024, the new mods that DE keeps releasing. Now, this build right here is not meant for killing trash ads, so Sacrificial Steel is fine, but they actually added a new version of Steel, like a Steel mod for melees called Galvanized Steel, which is usually just better. It provides a lot less crit chance, but on melee kill, it improves your crit damage up to 120%. And we cannot run both these mods at the same time. As you can see, only one or the other. So there are situations where Sacrificial Steel would be more useful, such as this one for Profit Taker, where I'm not meant to be killing any enemies. But for everyday missions, Galvanized Steel is going to be better than Sacrificial Steel in most situations. Not every situation, but most situations. And the other mod as well, let's just go ahead and try to show this here. So we've got Sacrificial Steel on here. If we were to throw on Sacrificial Pressure, we get 137% damage and increased damage to sentience. To be honest, with the lore of Warframe, sentients are less relevant by the day. We've pretty much finished the sentient story for now, and we're moving on to new factions like the Narmer, or not the Narmer, the Murmur and the Scaldra, which will be revealed soon, and also more infested tech rot enemies. So we are not even fighting sentients anymore, basically, unless you consider like an Eidolon fight. You're not using this in Eidolon fights, though. So even going further of how useless this mod kind of is. So Sacrificial Pressure, 137% damage. Let's see how much Prime Pressure Point gives. So even with the set bonus increasing, Sacrificial Pressure, Prime Pressure Point provides more melee damage. So you're basically equipping Sacrificial Pressure to increase the crit chance of Sacrificial Steel. That's pretty much it. So, yeah, not exactly the best. And you have to use 2 mod slots to get that stat increased slightly. So for most people, they're not using these mods. So it's like, why do we even have these? We have only 5 mods of the whole game, and DE keeps making new mods that replace these ones, and these are all involving Umbra Forma. I am never going to, also I recommend this to you, I would recommend you never Umbra Forma a single melee. I've only Umbra Forma'd 1 melee ever, and that was the Stropha, because this was like years ago. And nowadays, I don't even think I'm using it anymore. Yeah, I literally don't even have the Umbra mod. I've got an Umbra Forma on my Stropha, but no Umbra mod on there. I'm using the new Galvanized Steel mod instead. Isn't that sad? I literally dropped an Umbra Forma on this, and DE makes these mods irrelevant by adding new mods that go in the same exact slot. So that's one thing. Now, I think I'm going to propose a change here, and of course, I'm sure people will agree with it, but it also might be a little bit too good. I propose a change to the way Umbra Forma behave. Have an entire polarity for 5 mods is just lame to me. Not to mention, the mods that we have on our frames that are available are for armor, HP, and power strength. The only one that's actually regularly used besides like health tank builds like my Chroma is going to be Umbral Intensify. So you are rarely using the full set bonus on these frames because in Warframe 2024, health tanking and armor and all that stuff is not the most powerful. Shield gating, shield tanking, shield regen, all that kind of stuff, that is more powerful to most players. So I've got multiple suggestions here, but let's start off with the first one. Make the Umbra mods expanded. We need more Umbra mods because the bonuses they're providing are way too specific. These are stats that are built around before the game had shield getting. If you didn't know this, shield getting was not always in Warframe. Back in the day, believe it or not, Anaros was the tank king. It's funny to even say that because there was no shield gating. You would literally, the bullet you'd be shot by would damage you through it would damage your shield and damage your health at the same time if it did enough damage. So Anaros having like 10,000 health or whatever, that was the tank meta back then, believe it or not. Now the real tank meta was just not getting shot at, but yeah. As far as face tanking, you could not shield gate loop like you can right now. So, with that being said, the game has changed around. I am suggesting for new Umbra mods. First off, give me some suggestions in the comments down below. But I'm going to give a couple suggestions of what I think could be good. Let's start with suggestion number 1. Umbral Redirection. The shield capacity mod. Now, we do have Prime Redirection now. But again, these Umbra mods have a set bonus to increase the more you have equipped. So I would say, let's do the complete opposite of what we have right now. We have health and armor right now. Let's get Umbral Redirection as an option. For Umbral Fiber, we can just take a look at what we have here. But basically, yeah, I know I'm saying like, oh yeah, they're replacing the new mods. That's kind of how it seems like they want to do it. How about an Umbral Stretch mod? We got Power Strength. How about Umbral Intensify, Umbral Reach, and Umbral Redirection? That would be a crazy good build. It would actually make me use these Umbra Forma I've got like 20 of right now. A lot of players like near my level have like 10 plus Umbra Forma and nothing to really use it on. So I'd say, Umbral Redirection is a great one to have. Umbral Stretch could be probably... Now, D doesn't want to really give us too much range, to be honest. If they give us too much range, we could nuke the map even harder than we can right now. And that's not really what they want. So Umbral Stretch might be a little bit too ambitious of an idea. How about Umbral Streamline? How about that? Umbral Streamline could be an option. And it would give, less than normal Streamline at base, but if you have the full set bonus, it gives you 50 or 60% efficiency with all those mods equipped. So yeah, Umbral Redirection, Umbral Streamline, maybe Umbral Stretch. You guys give me a suggestion for the last couple in the comments down below. But yeah, melee mods too. But here's another solution. So that's solution 1, expand the Umbra mods. That could be a nice way for D to get some content out that involves Umbra mods. But here's the second suggestion. It's probably the better one overall. Make the Umbra polarity, or the Umbra Forma, provide a universal polarity. Gasp! That wouldn't be allowed. It probably wouldn't. But yeah, since these mods only have... since these Forma only have 5 mods in the whole game, and they're only for the frame and for your melee, how about we just take it to the next level, and we make these these relatively rare Umbra Forma provide a bonus that can provide any polarity. So this would become a universal polarity. Because look at this. I've got so many V polarity mods. I've got so many D polarity mods, so many dash polarity mods, and augments for that matter too. But in the Umbra slot, I've got 3 mods. So it just feels silly that we have all this stuff and people get hyped up for 3 different mods. 5 if you count the melees too. The melee ones are hardly even usable. So that's kind of how I'm feeling, guys. I feel like that it is time to make these Umbra Forma more useful, or to make them, more applicable to frames that aren't just Chroma, aren't just, like Valkyr, frames that don't care about armor. So, for example, on Hildren, I'm working on a new Hildren build. Why would you run these Umbra mods on Hildren? The only one you'd maybe run is going to be Umbral Intensify. As you can see, I do have an Umbra Forma on Hildren, but the other mods are totally useless. Armor on Hildren... He's got mostly shields. Health on Hildren, maybe for a Toxin proc, but in everyday gameplay, definitely not. So, yeah, there are frames that just don't use these mods besides the Power Strength one, and I think that is a shame, honestly, that frames like Anaros that still can't even survive level 10,000 enemies are the ones using these Umbra mods, and then everyone else is like, well, maybe if they add some new ones, potentially. So, let me know how you guys feel about this in the comments down below. I'm going to go to my friend's birthday party. And yeah, the crashing I think is done. So sorry about yesterday. I really apologize about that. But it seems like DE is going to be looking into it and fixing it for a lot of people. So yeah, see you guys in the next video. Let me know how you feel about this. Let me know some Umbra mod ideas in the comments down below. And I will see you tomorrow, guys. Peace.